Well, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm a kayak guy. Take kayaks pretty much anywhere you can take a kayak. Lake, ocean, bay, delta, wherever I can go to catch some fish. But if you watch the channel, recently I went on a little river rafting mission, fishing mission with my buddy Taku, and we took this raft down this wild river, kind of like out in the middle of nowhere, and it gave me the itch. After that trip, I wanted to get a raft of my own, and so I reached out to a bunch of companies that make rafts, and sadly none of them were able to offer me a raft. But at the same time I was doing this, this other company reached out to me, Temu, who sell all kinds of different stuff, not just fishing stuff, pretty much anything you could want is pretty much on their website. And I got me thinking, hey, let me see if they have any rafts that they're willing to offer me. And so right here in this box is the newest vessel that I'm about to unbox and put together and take out on the river. Hopefully catches a steelhead. All right, look at this thing. So we've got, is this a carrying case? This might be a carrying case for the raft. We most likely won't need that this time, because I plan to inflate this here at home and then take it to the back of my truck already inflated. Let's see. Alright. Well, let's just take everything out of the box. We got a pump, the oars, not sure what that is, and a seat. This should be fun. This is probably not your traditional raft that you see most people take down the river, but I think it's gonna work. Oh, perfect. Okay, so it's saying that it's actually better to inflate this before use. Let it, or inflate it partially. Alright, well I didn't know this in advance, but it just worked out that it says it's actually better to do this beforehand anyways, because we're gonna inflate it partially, or at least halfway, and then let it sit for 12 to 24 hours just to let everything kind of stretch out, work its way in, because right now it's like, you know, fresh out of the box. We don't want to like just stretch it out super quickly. I guess it's probably more liable to rip or tear. I think really main thing all we need to do here is inflate it, so it'll be pretty easy. But this comes with a little foot inflation thing to manually inflate it with your foot, obviously. But luckily I actually have a electric rechargeable inflator, so I'm going to use that. Download the Temu app using my link in the description box, or scan the QR code on the screen and enter code DWJ5887 in the app search bar. You can get a $100 coupon bundle for free, get the amazing boat using this coupon, and get some of my items with amazing discount. And I was looking at the cost of this raft online. On most sites I saw it over $300. Well, on Temu, you can get it for $265. And in addition, if you use the $100 coupon bundle, you can get it for even cheaper. Just remember that the coupon bundle must be used within the first 24 hours of redemption. So if you see the raft or something else that you like, make sure you get it before that offer expires. One thing you need to absolutely make sure you do when you're inflating this is this has a one-way valve. So if you don't open this, it starts off in the closed position like that. That little thing in the center, it's pushed in. You gotta twist it so that it pops out, and that way when you unplug the pump, no air comes out. Because if you don't do that, once you unplug the pump, your progress will be lost. It's got floorboards here to make it a little easier to stand up, although I don't know if we'll be doing any standing. And then this board will slot in here, just like that. Here's our seat. And these are the oars that it comes with. These aren't exactly the nicest oars, but they should get us down the river. Two. Pretty simple. Basically just inflate the chambers. There's 3 separate chambers here. So just in case one happens to, you know, spring a leak or something, you're not totally screwed. There's 2 other chambers, and then it's got a few floorboards down below. Make it a little more stable. If you need to stand up on it, we'll test it once we get out there, but Yeah, if you need to stand up, seems like you should be able to. It's also outboard motor capable, so you can hook up some kind of trolling motor or, you know, anything on the back end there if you want to propel yourself that way. We're not going to do that this time. We're just going to use the motion of the river. And yeah, a couple of built-in oars. Stabilize us, steer us down the river safely. I got a couple of rod holders. I got an anchor. I got some other accessories that I'll be setting up before we get out there, but I'll show you guys that all once we get out on the water. Boom. I think we're ready to go. All right, we got the raft out to the river, but floating the river by yourself is a little bit of a challenge. So we got a few things to do, but first steps first, drop the raft off at the boat ramp. Step number 2, drive your way down to the boat ramp downstream. Park the car downstream and take my e-bike back up to the first spot. Next step, lock the bike up. Now make sure our boat didn't get stolen. All right, confirmed. The boat has not been stolen. All our gear is still here. Now we can go fishing. We're in. All right, one more in. Gotta get the hang of this oaring thing. Let's see if we can turn us. All right, here's a turn. Alright, starting to get the hang of this. See, not bad. It takes a second to figure out how to steer this thing. But once you get the hang of it, I feel like I can get us down the river now. I guess I have no other option now. It's weird though, like if I want to turn, yeah, it's kind of opposite how you would think. Like if I want to turn this way, I have to use the left rudder, and if I want to turn that way, I have to use the right rudder. I'm trying to figure out if it's easier to go. We're definitely supposed to go this way, but it's almost easier to go the other way. I don't know, it's going to be exciting if we hook up. Everything's going to be going all over the place. I'm going to be in a frantic panic trying to land the fish, but it'll be fun. All right, we're entering the current now. Now the river is going to start moving us. Gotta do a flipperoo, switcheroo. Oh yeah, easy. So basically what I'm doing with these oars is I'm not really moving the kayak the way that you would if the water was just still, like on the ocean or in a lake. You're basically just slowing your drift down the river. All right, let's try dropping the anchor, see if that works. Yeah, I don't know if you probably can't tell from the GoPro, but the current's definitely taking us. So what this anchor should do is just stop us in place if it catches. I don't think it's catching on anything, but it's at least slowing us down so I can get my stuff in the water. So I got here is a plug. So this is essentially where we're gonna be fishing. And we're gonna be drifting about a 3-mile stretch of the river today. So plenty of time to stop, get out, fish some seams. You know, if I come up on a riverbank that I think looks good and I want to fish it, we'll definitely do that. But yeah, while we're moving, I'm going to be using this plug and using the oars to kind of, like I said, just slow down the drift down to make sure that plug gets action. And I don't know if you can see it on the GoPro. I think you can see it. But that rod's wobbling. I think the anchor finally caught. So we're actually not moving, but the current is giving that plug the action. That's the best way I could describe it. But in general, at least I feel like I'm not a pro at this, so definitely this is not a tutorial on how to drift down the river. It's kind of my first time doing, definitely my first time doing it solo. I did it once with a couple other people who rowed me down. This is my first time actually rowing. But anyways, I feel like your best chance of catching them is not just to sit in one place, because then you're just kind of hoping a fish comes by. We're actually going to row around, move our way up and down the river, back and forth, left to right, and really target these specific seams and pockets and stuff. And that way we cover a little more water. And yeah, if maybe I get a bite or something, maybe I'll row up and then really sit down in that spot for a second, see if there's a fish down there. But in general, I'm going to be moving around the river, covering as much of this river as we can on our way down. I want to just mention we also got a few other things also from Temu. This rod holder right here, which is hopefully going to get tested by a big fish today. Make sure our drag set well. Yeah, we got that, a leash, got the anchor that's behind me. I also got a few other fishing accessories, including these fishing scissors, a multi-tool, and a line spooler. All these products are the same exact products that you can buy on other platforms for a fraction of the price. Don't forget to scan the QR code. You can get a $100 coupon bundle for free. Get the boat for a very affordable price and the fishing rod holder / kayak anchor for just $1. It's a great deal. You won't want to miss it. But yeah, Temu has a bunch of different stuff. Really, you could find anything you want to on there. Whatever you're looking for as far as fishing goes, they probably have it. So anyways, shout out to Temu again for not only giving me the raft, but also giving me all the accessories to hopefully make it a successful day out here. And with that being said, I think we're going to pull the anchor and start working our way downriver. Get this plug in and out of some pockets. I see a nice little seam actually right here. There must be some boulders in the water that I want to get my plug right behind. So yeah, that's the goal. Let's see what happens today. It's going to be an adventure. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, I like the feel of this. One thing I feel like just getting started before I even, I haven't even spent 10 minutes on the water yet. I feel like with this raft, probably with other rafts too, the key is not to be sharp and jerky. The key is to have like a plan and just work your way along that plan down the river, especially when there's rapids and stuff you're going down. Right here it's pretty straightforward. It's just like a straight river down. There's nothing to worry about, no obstacles or anything. But at some point today, we're gonna hit a little bit of rapids. It's not like a class 5 river or anything, but at some point today we're gonna have to work our way down, plan our way down. The raft isn't built to make like sharp jerky motions like a kayak is. So having that plan, methodically working it, I think is the key. Yeah, I feel like my plug's working down there properly. Working in and out of some seams. Trying to just kind of work our way across the river here, which is what I plan to do for the majority of the day. We'll see what happens. You can see right here, I'm working this little slot along the side of the bank here. There's some branches that hang over the water down there. A lot of times it's a good spot for steelhead to hang out. Use that as cover. So just get my plug up underneath those branches. That's one thing that you can do in a raft that's really hard to do from the bank when you're float fishing. I really like the water clarity today. I think it's good for plugs. Probably about 2 to 3 feet of viz. Definitely enough clarity for them to see the plug or hear the plug, but not too much where they're gonna get too finicky. We just had a little bit of rain last night, so I think that gave us a nice dusting on the water. All right, work our way back to the other side now. Ooh. Nice little rapid there. Nothing crazy, but got us bouncing a little bit. There'll be a fish in this tail out too. That would be pretty sweet. Alright, I'm in this little eddy right here. You can see I'm not even anchored up, but my raft's not moving. And so I'm going to take this plug in, put it down for a second, and I got a spoon tied onto my other rod. I'm going to swing a spoon through this little run. Here, there's a fish in there. Maybe they didn't want the plug. Maybe they're in the mood for a spoon. All right, no love on the spoon. We'll get back to throwing the plug. Plug and deploy. Now we're in some of the slower water. It's not like super stagnant, but it's definitely not as fast as what we were fishing earlier with the plugs. So I think it's a little too slow for the plugs. But I'm gonna try my third technique of the day, which is a float setup. This is pretty easy fishing. You just basically cast it and then let the current drift you down with the float. You know, theoretically you could do this whole thing in one cast. Basically just floating at the same speed as the bobber, so we should be right next to it the whole way down. Well, it's so cool to be anchored up in the middle of the river like this. I have the whole, 360 to fish. Normally on the bank, it's just a 180. You're fishing all one side, but here, man, I can sit here and cast in a different lane. Boom, 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 boom. It's just a different perspective out here on the boat rather than the bank. A little bit of a different style, takes some getting used to, but I feel like I'm getting used to it. Obviously haven't caught a fish yet, but I feel like I'm fishing effectively. If there was a fish out there, I feel like we had a good chance of catching it. But yeah, I'm right here in the middle of the river right here. I'm gonna cast my bobber all the way across, all the way from casting range to my left to casting range to my right, and see if I can find a fish in here. I'll even just drift one right off the back of the boat here. Looking for a little bit of luck here in the last section of the drift here. This raft is pretty sweet, even though it's small, it's not a huge raft. I can stand up in it. I feel like maneuverability is not that bad. I mean, for a rookie rafter down the river, I feel like I'm navigating fairly well. And yeah, definitely gets you from point A to point B. Oh, can't even do a last cast now. Just gonna have to reel them up. So even though we didn't catch a fish today, definitely got my feet wet, literally. Feel a lot more comfortable rowing this raft down the river than when I first started. Let's spin this around like that. And direct us where we need to go. And this definitely won't be the last time you see this raft. So I feel like next time I come out, I'm gonna be that much more confident and that much more effective trolling. I don't know if this is called trolling. I don't think this is called trolling. Back bouncing? Whatever. Getting down the river and looking for steelhead. Whatever you want to call it. I feel like I'll be better prepared next time. So Shout out again to Temu for getting me this raft and all the accessories to get me down the river. For more information, check the link down in the description. All the info will be down there, as well as a nice discount code. Get some nice savings on your order. But yeah, fun day on the river. We'll be back.